Good day and warm welcome. I'm Betty Caleb from Perak Community Specialist Hospital. Today, we are truly honored to have our former cardiologist, Dr. Koh Chan Sing, who's going to share very much from his heart on Memoirs of the Doctor. A very extraordinary journey he has shared from his heart. Let us find out more about Dr. Koh. Dr. Koh, please share with us how you started your career as a cardiologist.
Good morning, Betty, Caleb, and Perak Community Specialist Hospital technical team. I am honored to be here in the studio for this interview with you. My journey started in 1977. I graduated from University Hospital, University of Malaya, Kuala Lumpur in 1977. I completed postgraduate training in internal medicine in the University of Malaya in 1983. In the same year, I also obtained MRCP UK from London. In 1987, I joined KPJ Ipoh Specialist Hospital. At that time, it is called Ipoh Specialist Center. I joined as a physician. In 1989 and in 1991, I was a clinical fellow in cardiology in the Royal North Shore Hospital in Sydney. And in 2001, I left Malaysia. I was a cardiology fellow in Wellington Hospital, New Zealand. In the year 2003, I returned to Malaysia and joined PCSH, Perak Community Specialist Hospital as a cardiologist and physician until 2020 when I retired from medical practice. Yeah.
Fascinating.
That summarize my journey.
Okay, good. I think we want to get even up close and personal. Can you share with us who is your hero?
Cardiology training is an apprenticeship. And in the course of my training, I worked under many consultants. One of my heroes in Malaysia is Professor Singham. He was professor of cardiology in University Hospital. He has now migrated to Australia. My other heroes of the profession, my other heroes of cardiology are Dr. De Silva and Dr. Matsis from New Zealand. They were very dedicated, passionate, motivated, ethical, and good role model. They mentored, taught, and gave me tips and tricks of the trade. There are many others which I will be too long to mention. Yeah, that's my answer for you.
Thank you. That too, Dr. Koh. So I believe these persons influenced you and made you what you are today. Okay, now let us know a little bit more. What are your biggest fears and how do you overcome these fears?
There are many fears, not just one. As a cardiologist, there are many fears. But one of the biggest fear, I may say, was not being able to keep up with professional skills, knowledge, and advancement. Cardiology is a very fast-changing field. Knowledge, skills, procedures changes every few years. So a cardiologist can be left behind and not able to practice safely if he did not keep up with the new knowledge and did not acquire new skills. So to keep up with recent advances, I participated in international, regional, and local conferences several times a year, at least six major conferences every year. There are other fears, but this one may be the biggest fear.
Right. So what motivated you to work hard in this medical journey?
Medical practice is a calling. It's not a career. It is not a 9 to 5 p.m. job. It is a 24 hours job. Life as a cardiologist in private practice in Malaysia is actually very tough. It's actually very tough. In those days, I was on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So anytime my mobile phone will ring also and ask me to see so and so. So my social life also was affected. After many years, I was burnt out. I was burnt out and exhausted. Patients will come in for treatment in the A&E at odd hours of the day. Very often, I will be awake from 1 a.m. to 4 a.m. attending to a heart attack patient. This resulted in sleep deprivation and personal stress. But my motivation to work hard comes from my passion, my calling, my interest, my life philosophy, and my faith in God as a Christian. So it is all these factors that enable me through the years.
Truly important to help you be where you are today, being always motivated. All right, let us know a little bit more better. What is your favorite part about your career? Was interesting? And now, how did over the years you have practiced before you retired? You practiced at PCSH. How do you feel about the transformation of PCSH?
Okay, for the first part, the favorite part of my career is to be able to help the sick people and restore them to health. But not everyone will recover. Some recover completely. Some recover but requires lifelong medication, and some do not make it also. So, but by the grace of God, I was able to help those who are sick in their times of need. I also made friends with many of my patients through the many years of practice. I remember I have one patient whom I treated in 1987 for a heart attack in Ipoh Specialist Center in 1987. When he was admitted in 1987, his wife was carrying a baby in her arms. In 2001, In 2019, this patient was still seeing me in PCS, Para Chinese Community Hospital, as my patient. Now he has already recovered. He was continuing on the medicine, but he followed me. Even though I left several hospitals, several countries, he came back, but he found me and he continued to see me. I asked him what happened to the baby. He told me the baby is 42 years old. The baby came to the clinic. At one time, the baby came to the clinic. I told the baby, when your dad was admitted, you are only a baby. This patient is still a patient of Para Community Specialist Hospital under the new cardiologist, Dr. Ng Seng Long. Still there, still seeing Dr. Ng Seng Long. Stories like that keep me going in my work. These are very enriching stories, very uplifting stories. There were also other patients who had cardiac arrest, resuscitated, treated successfully, underwent open heart surgery, and they were doing well. After more than 30 years, they are doing well, and they are still coming back to see me. In my practice, I pass on this patient to Dr. Ng Seng Long. I told Dr. Ng, you take care of them. You take care of them. Continue the medicine that I give them. So the second question was about the transformation of PCSH. So when I joined PCSH, Para Chinese Community Hospital, in 2003, it was quite a backward hospital in terms of cardiac facilities. We had no cardiac catheterization lab, or we call it CAT lab. We had no CAT lab. I took all my patients to KPJ ISH for coronary angiogram. I coronary angiogram myself in PCS. But those who require angioplasty, stenting, cardiac surgery, I refer them to the cardiologist and cardiac surgeon in the KPJ ISH. I refer them offline. I don't do too many things. In 2021, this year, 2021, PCSH finally installed a CAT lab. And I think Dr. Ng Seng Long is doing the coronary angiogram, angioplasty, stenting, permanent pacemaker, etc. This is a great achievement, a giant leap for PCSH. The previous CEOs are very conservative. The previous CEO was very conservative, but the new COO, Mr. Nicholas, is very far-sighted. So he took on this project. I'm happy for PCSH. We can expect more. We can expect very much more from Arab Chinese Community Hospital in the months and the years to come. I'm sure of that.
Yes, very well said. So truly so. Very much in the future, PCSH is going to forage further into the field of cardiology and later into cardiothoracic. Now, can you just share with us what made you want to put these memoirs into a book?
Okay, I wrote Memoirs of a Doctor as a legacy for my sons, my daughters-in-laws, my grandsons, my granddaughters, and future generation. I also wrote it for personal enrichment as a hobby, to be an author and a publisher as a hobby, and also as a way to pass time in retirement. Short answer.
Okay. All right. Good. Having a legacy is what very few people do, and it's so exciting to hear that you're even thinking in the near future. All right. Can you share with us briefly on Memoirs of the Doctor?
Memoirs of a Doctor will take you back through the time tunnel machine from 1952, from 1952 until 2020. It is an adventure of a lifetime. I will share two testimonies on my book. I will share with you two testimonies on my book. Okay, first one from Archbishop Moon Heng, who is the Anglican Archbishop of Southeast Asia. This is what he wrote. A truthful and insightful journey into the life of a doctor, an easy, engaging, interesting book to read at one go. A true, interesting, and colorful life story of an ordinary person who became a cardiologist with the help and guidance of the one true God. A panoramic view of a village boy to a city doctor, interspersed with beautiful poems of an honest, innocent young person's journey in the ocean of many sophisticated and challenging turbulence. His faith in Jesus Christ has become an oasis for him in the world of struggles, unending expectations, and stressful pressures. A book of great relief and comfort for the soul. The second testimony is from Reverend Ngwa Lok, a pastor and ex-principal of Tongling Seminary, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This is what he wrote. The author shares stories about his childhood, education, a career in different towns, marriage, family, loss of friends, close encounter with paralysis, travels, and most of all, his love for the Bible. The memoirs include some of his personal poems, with the latest one about COVID-19. Underlying the memoirs is his faithfulness to God, living out a productive and impactful life. At the end of the reading, you will find that God has been his faithful guide and shield throughout all his life. Quote unquote. Yeah, that's it. That's it, Betty.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Paul. Really gratifying to hear that you've done so much, you've achieved a lot, and many testimonies and sharings by many people who have read your books. What other books have you written?
Until now, September 2021, I have authored and published 23 books. 23. My latest book was published 1 week ago. The book is called How I Published 22 Books in a Pandemic. So after that, I have one more book, so it's 23 book now. Now it's 23 already. Quite a lot of books in a very short time. That's because I was fully retired, because I have a lot of time, and because I have a lot of energy, so I was able to do quite a bit over the pandemic. Where we have to find things to do in the pandemic, because everybody is locked down, everybody can't go anywhere. So what better things to do than to write books, and even publish them.
Yes, I believe that your 23rd book will not be the last, but many more to come. And I believe in some of the books you have even said, given tips on how to write. I think you have helped this legacy that you have even to share with a lot of people. And good news, Memoirs of the Doctor, Dr. Koh has shared, will be available free for all present and former staff of PCSH. Please contact the author, and if you would like to buy these books, thank you so much for sharing a lot with us, Dr. Koh. You will be an inspiration to many. And I believe writing is not only penning what you have in your thoughts, but really sharing from your heart how you can influence and help people along their journeys. Thank you so much, Dr. Koh. Any more few words to share, Dr. Koh?
Thank you, Betty Caleb. I know Betty Caleb from 1987 now, so 35 years. We know each other for 35 years. That is a long time to go back. So I thank Betty Caleb and everyone in PCSH. I thank Nicholas. I thank the CEO, Nicholas, for allowing me to be in the studio here, recording this video for public consumption. I wish PCSH all the best in the weeks and months and years to come. And I know that the new block is going to be ready soon. So there will be more space for doctors, consultants, and everyone. So all the best, Betty and Anton, the person behind the scene, working on the high-tech technology. Okay, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Koh, and may God
Goodbye.
continue to bless your journey and pen many more books and your experiences.
Thank you so much.
Good day.